Welcome to Mango Bay. Today we're talking about the Ambani wedding. Ooh, 600 milli. Then we're also talking about scandals surrounding Indian Godmen and the place of Godmen in India and Indian society. Come on in.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Oh.
Mango Bay. Mango Bay. Mango Bay. Your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango.
Bay.
Welcome to Mango Bay, guys. Your
What's
one-stop
up?
shop.
For South Asian recklessness, we are two best boys, Usama Siddiquee.
Pranav.
What are you, like a Spanish footballer now?
Yeah,
you
I'm going one
have your
name.
full name now.
I'm trying to get one name
Your
vibes.
soft launching is not telling me. You're like, Pranav, ... Dude, let me in on this.
Get in here, guys. Get on the Patreon. We got some fun stuff today. We're talking about, dude, have you been watching anything about the Ambani wedding?
Yeah, so they basically got married. This ogre got married to a
Anand
baddie.
Ambani.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mukesh Ambani is like the ninth richest guy in the world.
11th.
11th.
Richest guy in India, though.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Richest guy in Asia, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't think any Thailand guys are going to beat him. But he basically has had it's like the biggest wedding ever. Kim Kardashian's invited.
I was reading somewhere a conservative estimate, it was $600 million.
Wow. But you know what's crazy?
Can you imagine that, Joe?
Dude.
No, I can't imagine $6 million.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing. That's also the price of a poor guy Indian's wedding too.
I know.
So let's just be real.
This is exactly. Thank you for bringing that up.
You know, a lot of these liberal Indians right now, like they're just like, hey, how could you pay?
I know.
I'm like, you know who pays more? That fucking, legless homeless guy.
Dude.
India has a wedding issue that's deeply in the culture.
It's a huge.
And it's not at the top. It's
huge issue. It's all over.
Why do you think these poor uncles be murdering their daughters
Well,
when
listen,
they're born?
there's like a lot of domestic servants and stuff in India, right?
Yeah.
So my uncle has had this guy who's been with him for a long time named Bandari. Bandari's from Nepal.
Of course.
And after a while, Bandari was like, hey, I'm going to go back to Nepal. And my uncle's like, okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of years later, he was like, hey, I kind of want to come back to work for you. And
Yeah.
they're like, what's up? What happened? And apparently Bandari's son got married.
Yeah.
And they just went into debt over the wedding.
Dude, it's just insane. It's insane. Because there's like a cultural thing in India, in Bangladesh as well, where you have to spend every ounce of your money on
So
a
this is in
wedding.
Bangladesh too.
Bangladesh as well. I don't know where it comes from. It's probably like a, what will people think status thing. But it's ruining.
You're all so smart, except when it comes to that.
I know.
Dude, it's so dumb.
It's actually very true.
It's horrific, dude. I don't know what it is.
It's very true.
I recently learned about my dad's concepts on this recently, how much he hates this. To the point where all my mom's brothers gave him money for the wedding. Dude, he secretly, on every day, he, gave the money back in their shirt pockets and snuck it into their stitching of their mattresses. He's like, no one will own me. I'm like, okay, Dad, kind of badass, kind of mentally ill. But he was like, my mom has 4 brothers who are older than him. My mom's the oldest sister, so it's a big deal when she got married. And my 4 uncles are all very cool. Well, some of them are, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're, they're all like, give money to my dad. My dad is like this. He hates this concept of marriage money. So he secretly gave all the money back and then some. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I understand that.
That's just such a shitty dude move. Shitty Indian dude move.
Dude, he just cannot.
It's like my dad would do that too. And you're like, yeah, that's kind of badass, but then it's also kind of weirdly petty.
It's very petty.
You know?
He's like, I don't owe you. I don't want to be a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a little bitch.
And they're like, we just want y'all to have a good time.
Literally,
He's like,
it's
fuck
just-
that shit. I know what this is about. You think I'm a pussy.
Oh, $5? What's next? I bend over, my butthole's yours?
Exactly.
Gonna peg me?
But that's how they all are. I'm not targeting just your dad. I'm sure my dad would do something like that too. You know?
They think they're always getting pegged by men.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yes.
And it's like, dude, it is a weird culture because we're very giving as a culture.
Yeah.
Take this. But we're also very homophobic. So it's a combination of I'm not gay, but here's some stuff. But if you give me some stuff, that means I'm gay. My dad is he's also a village. He's a village boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he really doesn't like the idea of like some city slicker giving him money. And my dad also, he's a very
Your
smart
dad's
guy.
like a true Bengali, like
he's the
kind of
most.
Marxist tendencies.
He really is, bro. He's like on some like, don't give me shit.
Yeah. Tear down
Merit
all
is
the
everything.
institutions,
Yeah,
yeah.
merit is everything. Do work for society. And never ask for anything ever. And if you ever get something, you make sure someone else just hot potato that shit. I think I didn't realize how much I grew up with that. Like I really don't respect too much gift giving, and when I receive it now, I'm getting like, okay, thank you. But for a long time, I was very like, it was ingrained in me to like not like gifts. And if I wanted something, I'd have to like massage my dad for 80 hours. So there's like a geisha-ness to everything I wanted. Memoirs.
Do the dance for me first.
Wear this powder.
You want to go bowling with your friends?
In my new book, Memoirs of a Young Bengali Boy.
Bengali geisha.
But I put the gay in geisha, I was in there. But my dad raised me in a lot of weird ways, and this is one of the ways where it's like anti dowry, anti money shit, which is totally antithetical to all brown culture with this wedding shit. So I mean, I would assume your dad's the same way.
Somewhat. I think your dad's a little bit more hardcore in general than my dad, but similar energy, right? And I think that comes from a lot of Indian dads. The Ambani wedding is insane. $600 million.
That's
unheard of. They got
wild.
Bieber to show up. They got people to like put on private concerts in like Cannes.
Dude.
That was the thing. It was like a multi-location wedding that included Cannes and place like that. So I think it was like Rihanna performed, Bieber performed, the Kardashians showed up, which I'm like, why would you want them there?
Kardashians?
Yeah.
Kardashians, you mean?
Yeah. Or whoever. What, is that you Kardashian?
Nice, dude. Look at that disrespect. I love it.
Sorry.
The whores showed up.
Imagine Kim having to shit in a hole. They forgot about the bathroom stuff.
The commodes weren't there.
That was the one thing they didn't spend money on, was the toilets.
$300 million.
And even in Cannes, even in France, they're like, just dig some holes.
Even when there are toilets, they're like, we got a special made hole for you.
I mean, dude, I thought though,
There's some guy's face in there too.
his mouth open, like there's some good food. They had some top shelf food there.
They had the cow manure patties. You take, enjoy. Just the worst parts of our culture. Dude, they throw like someone's wife into a fire pit. This is what we do. Just like the most. Feed them monkey brains, the whole deal. Like, give them what they think it all is. Hilarious. I mean,
And then they scam them out of some money too. If I could just have your social security number,
Kim,
please.
let's ride this bus.
Yeah.
Huh? Come on. Wow, no one's here on this bus. Exactly. Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. It's too much for like the first 5 minutes.
That is a lot. But I mean, dude, it's definitely very wasteful, man. I mean, obviously, $600 million. But is that anything for those guys? Like, that's...
Well, Mukesh Ambani's fortune, I think, is somewhere in the vicinity of 120, 130 billion.
That's crazy.
Is how much he's worth.
Dude,
through
that's
Reliance and all the related.
Yeah, I mean, he has like 1 billion industries, right?
Yeah.
He's got like hands and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody showed up. Modi showed up. Everybody
Yeah.
showed up to pay respect. He got 2 Shukracharyas to show up too.
What's that?
These are like very respected Hindu pundits.
Right.
Yeah, Swamis.
Okay. These are the main guys.
Yeah, they're a very pious family apparently. Like they don't drink, they're vegetarian, that kind of thing.
Right.
But I think to your first original point, which was like the kind of westernized Indian libtards who were like, oh, for all this money you could have done. It's like, bitch, this is Indian weddings.
Baby.
You know, this is every Indian wedding. It's not, they're all not 600 million, but it's everybody going for broke. It's all about being ostentatious. It's all about feeding tons of people. So I just thought that the critiques were also kind of lame and Western as well.
That's what it is.
You know, it's like, are you not Indian? Like, shut the fuck up.
My brother's wedding, my brother walked into the, because basically it's the day where you feed everybody.
Yes.
You feed everybody. So my brother walks in and he's like, what the fuck? Like, who are they? And the one auntie, some random auntie's like, this is Hassan. He held you for 30 seconds in 1989. So we're giving him 3 goats as thanks.
And this is Umar. He molested you once.
But he gave you character.
Yeah,
So
but
we're giving him 2 goats. And your butt for one night after this. My brother, dude, I love Noel for how much he had to endure. Because I was like away from it all. Yeah. And I would just watch him from like 9 layers out, you know, like an electron looking at the nucleus, like, and he's just getting shuffled around.
Yeah, I mean, Indian weddings are always more about the parents than it is anything. Like, I've been to Indian weddings, extravagant. I'll talk to a girl, be like, man, how you feeling? And he's literally, I just wish this would be over. Like, desperate.
Yes.
Like, straight up scrolling help me on his forehead, you know? I just wish this would be over.
I remember one time, my boy Brupak's wedding. Good guy. His dad was like the main, you know, her dad, sorry.
Yeah.
Divya's dad was the main, you know, honcho of this thing. And this guy, dude, like, he was like a nice guy at the beginning. Just like, hey, man, good guy.
Yeah.
Comedian. Oh, yes. By the end of it, dude, he had become a black man. You know what I'm saying? He'd become a dark, like, I'm too old for this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was done. He was spent. This beautiful man was destroyed by this wedding.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the end of it, the reward for all that work you do is that your daughter gets fucked.
All right, chill, bro.
Your daughter gets defiled. You spend all this money for your daughter to get jizzed on.
Bro, that's...
Bro, I'll say it again. Oh,
And no one even gets to watch.
no one even gets. And where's your pussy? That wife. You haven't loved her in 20 years.
That's a bit extreme, but I guess I do take your point.
Obviously joking, but also, you know, because my Rupak tells me the story of, first of all, Divya's dad is the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Everyone's loved this guy. He's super funny. They had a golf cart at the end, right? You know, like you didn't have to go to the place, the garland strewn fuck chamber.
Yeah.
And Rupak tells me, you'd love this guy. He's the funniest guy. He's like, and then I just saw his dad's face, like, okay, go. And Rupak's like, yeah, I just knew in his face was like, you're gonna go fuck my daughter now. There's that moment where the dad looks at the groom like, okay, that's what it is, right? Go fuck, go smash, go anal, the love of my life.
I suppose that is the thing, yeah.
You know, it is a weirdly, weirdly psychosexual, beautiful, a lot of things going on.
Well, I think it's funny when like a couple tells like their grandma like, oh, we've been trying for a kid. You're just telling your grandma you're just blowing loads.
I know. Are you guys trying? It's like
trying to blow
are
loads.
Are you bukakiing my sweet granddaughter? Is that what's happening?
How much jizz is
Don't
entering?
waste that.
And they get excited about it. Oh, they're trying.
Don't do anal till you've had your 3rd kid.
Yes.
That's the rule.
How's the sperm floating along?
Did you get railed out before you came here to the picnic?
Dude, I have a lot of stories too. My friends being like, we're going to do IVF, and the grandma's looking at them like they're fucking pussies. Oh, wow, your sperm is gay. It needs a test tube. It needs a little... So it's like very interesting how there's like, we haven't seen this world because we're not having kids yet. Joe? Are you?
Ooh, it's getting there.
Oh my lord!
Are you gonna have a kid soon?
We want to start talking about doing
Wow.
it in about a year. We'll probably start fucking
Okay.
Wow!
Finally.
for the
Jesus.
first time.
Yeah.
Wow!
She's got to. Both of us don't want to,
Yeah.
but we're running out of time.
How old is she?
She's 33.
Oh!
And if she wants to have 2,
Oh!
but she's gonna go to the doctor. She's gonna see if like all her shit's good. And
Okay.
if the doctor's like, no, you're good for like a long time, then we can hopefully postpone it a little more. So until we have more Patreon followers here at Mango Bay.
Guys, subscribe to the Patreon.
For Joe's
For
kid.
Joe's
For God's
kids.
sakes.
Dude, my mom was 37 last kid, so...
Really? For Arnab?
Yeah, my dad was 40. My mom was 3 years old, so 37.
My sister-in-law was in her 40s, and she had both of my nephews. So
And how retarded are they?
they're amazing. You've
Well,
met them.
Oh, 40s.
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
When she had Dylan and Ryu?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So maybe I can squeeze a few more years out of this deal.
Well, I don't
Everyone's
know.
different.
Ryu's vindictive, so I don't know. Maybe that could be late jizz energy.
Ryu's perfect.
Literally, dude, literally anything I do. Usama hit me in the head. Usama molested
It happened once,
me.
okay? It happened once.
Usama touched me.
Shut
up, Ryu.
Listen, my brother listens to this.
Sorry.
Oh, shit. You know my brother saved somebody from drowning.
I heard about this, dude. What a fucking guy. What happened?
He was in Cancun, and apparently there was somebody who like disappeared out in the waves, and the lifeguard was like, "Oh shit!" So the lifeguard went out, but then all of a sudden this woman started screaming for help, and he just turned to my brother. He's like, "Can you swim?" My brother's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you try and help that woman
Why
out
can't
there?"
the lifeguard do it?
Because he had to go get the other guy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, did he have a fucking flotation device? I know that dealing of like if you let someone hold on to you, they'll just drown you too.
That could be.
You know that concept where you
Yeah.
don't ever save a drowning person because they'll hold on to you and like pull you down too?
Yeah.
So
You
how
gotta
did he
punch
do it?
them, get
Literally,
calm down, bitch.
No, bro. So
Bitch, calm
what
down.
they say is either fucking knock him out
Yeah.
or come from behind, lock him in.
Knock them out?
No. Like either knock them out or swim from behind them.
Okay,
arm lock.
I'm still stuck on knock them out.
Knock them out.
Really?
Yes.
Day one of lifeguard school.
Knock him
Punch
out.
him in the face.
Punch him in the face, or go behind them and ow, and then lock their hands up. Because if you don't, then they'll bring you down because they're so freaked out that they have no concept of life or death. They're just like trying to survive.
Fuck, that's scary.
Scary. So your brother must have had some sort of flotation device at least, or he's just a badass.
He's a robust guy.
Can you ask him if he just used his arms to fucking bring this guy back? Because that is wild. That is
Yeah.
not how you do it. So if he did that, that's even more crazy. But if the lifeguard asked him, he must have had like an extra floaty. Because the
I
idea is
don't
you get a floaty, you just hand him the floaty, they hold on the floaty,
Yeah.
everyone's saved. I gotta ask your brother about this.
Yeah,
This
we
is
gotta ask him about it.
fascinating. He saved someone's life.
Yeah, he saved someone's life.
Badass.
Yeah.
Ryan and Dylan are watching.
Yeah.
Damn,
the whole family
dude,
was
how,
there.
bro.
I know.
How do you, dude? That is like as a kid seeing your dad save someone's life.
No, man, seriously. I
Brother.
loved it, dude.
Brother, that has got to be the coolest.
I loved it.
At that point, you can do you can leave your family, and it'd be fine. Like,
My dad's too good for us, actually.
he's out of our league. He's out of our league. He's cool.
Dad's out of our league.
And Auntie was there as well, or
Pratima?
Pratima was,
I think so, yeah. My parents were there.
Dude, this is the problem. Pranav gave his own kidney. Then now she goes wrong.
I know.
Save someone's life.
Saved some strangers.
Wow.
So
Why weren't you there?
I just didn't feel like going to Cancun.
But the whole family's there.
Whole family was there, except for Kenna and Seiji. They were here.
Okay.
No.
That
I
happens-
had stuff to do.
That's
I had some
happening to me
comedy
too.
stuff, yeah.
I'm going to LA for some gigs, 7:26 to 8:1. My parents are going there 8:2. I'm like, did you plan this to not hang out with
What
me?
are they doing in LA?
Well, my uncle's there, so they're gonna have my mom's sister's coming. Basically, my
Okay.
brother's mother-in-law, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you do know what I mean. I hope, guys. She's gonna be here for the whole month. My mom's sister, they're gonna powwow. They're gonna go to meet my brother, my uncle, basically,
Yeah.
brother. So I'm gonna hang out, but they'll be going one day after I'm leaving to London. So I'm like,
Did you tell them? Just like
I did, and I told them my dates, and they're like, we have 8:2. It's a little fishy. I don't talk about it, but
Bengalis are fishy.
we want to go into this other story, the Godmen.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Can
Dude.
you Mac it for us?
So basically, there was like maybe an event where like the guru was going to speak at a temple, and it was so chaotic that 112 people died in the crowd when this guru was speaking.
Yeah.
And then Travis Scott was on X like, respect, real recognize real. I see you. You know.
I mean, you could have 120 die at an Indian wedding. You know.
Yeah, dude. 120. You mean like just one side of the cousin's family?
Yeah.
Dude, I was reading about the story and how the proliferation of Godmen is getting a little. But this is like maybe a BBC
You
kind
know,
of thing.
it's a CNN thing. I
Right?
don't really take anything that's published by CNN to be serious at all when it
Right.
comes to India. But I'm not saying that it's not true that there aren't a ton of godmen, right?
Right?
The one guy they mentioned there, who's like, I think he might be like a Sikh guy, Guru Rahim something.
Right.
Like his cult was weird. He would force the guys to castrate themselves.
And the women to just put on lube.
I guess so. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
What if there was a cult? Because cults in general, I love the community building, right?
Yeah.
It's great vibes. You hang out. There's like wiffle ball and stuff.
Yeah.
But the only problem is, at the end of it, they're like, everyone needs to fuck me. That's the only shitty part of a cult. Everything else is kind of cool.
Some of them.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I respect the Osho cult, for instance, because he didn't want to fuck anybody. But he was like, you guys should all be fucking and having a good time.
He did
cutting
fuck
loose.
people, though.
He didn't.
He
Osho?
did.
No, he didn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
You know? You went to the group chat?
What do you know?
Well, I heard that, what I've learned from the thing, not from the Netflix thing, but also just amongst what I've read, is that he was definitely fucking some people.
Maybe, but that was not the thing that people came down on him for, if that's the case.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, I'm an Osho kind of fan.
I love Osho, dude. I think he's the man.
But I think he was like, but I think they were banging after hours.
Maybe.
Like it was like, hey, what are you doing later type shit.
Yeah.
Not on some like during on the
I think
clock.
it was more like, hey, you and me, maybe, and they're like, okay, Guruji,
yeah.
and then they did it. You
You have a good set, you have a good sermon, that kind of thing. But most cults is like, you can't see the sun, and also you have to smash me.
I mean, look, there have always been these kinds of godmen in India, but I think they have proliferated. She's trying to make it like a caste element of like India's rigid caste hierarchy. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. We already know. I'm not saying caste isn't an issue there, but like, this is the only way you can get it published in CNN.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed fishy like that. Like they talked about one guy who basically.
Like Bole Baba or something.
Bole Baba, who
used to be a cop.
Yeah. And then we have one story of a guy who was like, he like raped and killed somebody.
That was the guy I was talking about.
Right. And the guy went to jail, killed the
Yeah.
journalist who broke the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty bad number there. But of course, when she's writing it, she's like, she's loving that part.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like one of those like, these stories where like the one becomes the whole story. Mm-hmm. Not that, I mean, do you have any gurus that you like love? Sadhguru is pretty chill, right?
I think Sadhguru is like,
Right?
I don't like love Sadhguru. To me, he's not the main guy, but I respect him. To me, he's like the perfect guru for this kind of burgeoning Indian middle class.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's got like an entrepreneurial vibe, and he's hip. He rides a motorcycle, and he gives very kind of Western compatible ways of interpreting dharmic thought.
Yeah.
Too. My thing with Sadhguru, though, is that he doesn't perform any miracles.
Right.
So I'm like, you're not really the guy.
His one miracle is always turning a question to an answer he doesn't give.
Yeah.
This guy's never answered one question. Hey, what's today? What is today?
But I know white people who've gone to Sadhguru before. I'm personally not a devotee, but I've known white people who have gone and done. He has these kriyas that he has people do, which are basically like sort of pranayams and ways of meditating and stuff that people swear by. They really like them. I mean, I think the whole godman industry in India is
huge.
It is huge, and I think that there's a lot of net benefits to it because the Hinduism is not a centralized religion the way Western religions tend to be, right? So pockets of people are always looking for guidance here and there, and then there's somebody who's there willing to give them the guidance. Yeah. And they make a ton of money. But a lot of them, I'm going to be real, right? Like, I'm not a Satya Sai Baba devotee, but Satya Sai Baba, this is the one with the afro. By the way, he had a huge afro. He died a while back.
One of the big dogs.
He was one of the big dogs. He's supposed to be an incarnation of Shirdi Sai Baba. Say what you want about him, but this guy built how many children's hospitals? Right. How many schools did this guy open up? Like the net upshot of these guys.
How many times he found the clit? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's another interesting thing. I have another story I can tell you about that. But they do good things.
100%. You know what I'm saying? I think the mafia once opened to Delhi. That was nice. I get it. Okay, these like underground organizations that are of the people, sometimes of the people. Now, but with that kind of power industry comes the same with comics. Most people are just trying to have a good time, make people laugh. Then there's one or two rapists that rear their head.
Yes, for sure.
In industries that have charisma baked into it.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no denying that there's going to be it's a place that's very susceptible to abuse, you know? Well, there's that one guy, what's that? Satchitananda, or what was his name? He's the one who had all those baddies who started like their own country and they duped the mayor of Newark.
What the fuck is his name? We had a story about this.
Nityananda, I think his name was.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the industry is a little, for a religion that is so decentralized, they love a central figure sometimes.
Well, that's the thing. You have these gurus, and you are supposed to, right? In Hindu thought, the key is always like you find a guru who's going to initiate you and give you the gyan, give you the wisdom, right? It's not something that's like unorthodox to do. And generally speaking, I, as a Hindu, am very much in favor of godmen. I think they're good. I think gurus are good. That's a part of the thing.
So. I think the danger is just the way our culture is functioning, right?
Yeah.
The way our media works, where we try to aggrandize people. But I think, if I read the Mahabharata, then it's like, they love a brahmana. They love a fucking guy in the woods. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that guy fucks like 19 women a day. It was like, that guy lives in bark.
I know.
That's the real hottie.
He doesn't bang anybody.
Yeah. That's the hottie. What's that one? Jiddu Krishnamurti or whatever?
Yeah.
Who was like a kid, but he was hot.
Yes.
He's a hot.
That was him.
A hot
and then
guy.
all the whiteys at the Theosophist Society were like, "Oh, we like him. Let's pump him full of like Nietzsche and Western stuff."
Yeah. And then he was like this baddie, jawline, heavy guru, whatever. But like all these white girls wanted him.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that documentary about this one random brown guy who went on like became a guru, and then he just like duped white women into
Kumari?
Is that what it is?
It's not a real documentary.
Yeah, it's like a mockumentary, but he did the thing.
Yeah.
He like Borated.
I never actually got to see it.
We got to see that.
Yeah.
It's like this random guy. He's like a tech guy from San Francisco, whatever. He just started a cult. And these white women were like just on his dick.
Yeah. I got to check out Kumari, actually. I can't believe I haven't seen it. It's been
Never
around for ages.
underestimate how cultureless white people in 80s and 90s America are.
Even today.
Even
to
today.
this day.
You know what I'm saying? They have no gods. They have no nothing.
Yeah.
They have a Christmas tree.
Listen, here's the thing, though, right?
Is like Arbor Day.
If you're a woman, like who in this article, in the CNN.com article, was like, I couldn't get pregnant, and then I started taking the instruction from this guru, and boom, I got pregnant. It's like you're going to start believing. Whatever the circumstances are, who knows what actually happened.
Yes.
But, like, why would you not then believe, right? Everybody is looking for solace in this world.
And the more imbalanced you are, the easier the prediction has to be.
In a sense, that's true.
Like if you're more on the edge, just be like, in September the leaves will fall.
Yeah.
You see it, you're like,
holy
okay,
shit,
God.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll suck your dick. I just think there's a lot of sadness in the world, and it can be weaponized pretty easily. I.e. bringer shows.
So here's my point, right? Is okay, maybe that's true. But what about the fact that a lot of these guys are actually doing good?
Yeah, I believe that.
You know what I mean? And it's like liberals, the lib perspective is like the state should be handling that. The state should be providing X, Y, and Z and schools and stuff. But it's like, bitch, the state does not do that. The state has not shown itself, especially in India, of being capable of doing that effectively. Like, shut the fuck up.
Also,
this isn't Sweden.
Right.
This is India. It's a gigantic place. It's not Singapore.
Right.
It's huge. It is a continent.
Also, what was a powerful state was Nazi Germany. How about that?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about centralized state authority?
State authority. A lot of schools that they made. And what were in the schools? There weren't black people in there. I'll say that.
Shut the fuck up. There was no third-rate basketball team for the Munich Marauders. 1938. They weren't playing basketball.
Munich Marauders sounds like the secret police.
It was.
The Munich Marauders come to your house dead of night and maraud you.
The Gesseldorf Gestapos.
I just learned about all the other terms about the Nazis had. Like, it's not just Führer. There's like, Germans need to get some abbreviations because the Führer was the nicest sounding one.
Yeah.
Everything else is hello Obergruppen Flugen Schlugenführer
Schlagenschlagenführer.
It all ended in Führer. All the leadership positions were like Bumben Kluben Klumben Klaudenführer. Dude, Germans, man, they lost. They're efficient in everything except
language.
Talking.
Yeah, only thing not economical about that.
That's what stopped. That's how they lost.
Yeah,
because the commands took so long, and the British were like, while they were doing the commands, the British came in and shot some people. Shot, kill.
That's true. That's true as well. But I think the Godman industry in India is a necessary thing.
Did you ever go? You ever go into
No, I
guru?
want a guru. I've always wanted a guru. I've always. Everything about me is very self-directed and self-motivated.
Yeah.
So I read on my own. I meditate on my own. All my sadhana is very self-directed or things that I read through scriptures and things like that. But, I mean, there's some of these gurus who are just amazing. Case in point, Nisargadatta Maharaj.
Oh, my guy.
This guy is incredible. You have to look at this guy and be like, this is truly miraculous. Because this is a guy who wasn't a Brahmin or anything like that. This guy was kind of from a peasant class, right? A friend of his took him in his mid to late 30s to go see a guru. This guy started taking the Vijay or whatever it is from the guru, right?
What's that?
Or Guru Diksha or whatever it is, right? He took initiation.
Sure.
Became initiated. Within 3 years, became a realized soul. Now, keep in mind, this guy ran a tobacco shop in the slums of Bombay. Out of nowhere, people start coming to this guy far and wide from around the world trying to get instruction from him. Right?
Yes,
and
amazing.
his thing, if you read the stuff that he's writing, it's not just like... All of his stuff is like hardcore, non-dualist philosophy.
This is a guy who never really even learned it.
He was probably illiterate, you know.
This is again, let's not hate. I'm going to Islam for a second, if we can handle it. The same kind of ideas are there. You're like, Muhammad, peace be upon him, is an illiterate person, and they talk about how like the way he revealed the Quran was not in any way, shape, or form what a illiterate man could have done.
Yes.
They talk about how
I've heard this as well.
Of course, the Quran is written in a way that is poetry is like it defies standard poetry. It's like people weren't writing like that at all back then. All these kind of concepts in the same
Because he went
vein.
to a cave and he meditated.
Boom.
Basically.
So there's concepts of like, it's not possible for someone like this to have done it. So look at this. Right?
Yeah.
I love that concept because it does make a little sense in a way. Revelations from the other plane would be of other planes. Right.
I mean, the interesting thing about Nisargadatta, as opposed to maybe like a Muhammad, right? Is Nisargadatta, I don't know of any miracles that he did or that he had performed, right? All he did was like talk to people and lay out all the hardcore precepts of Vedanta in ways that people would ask him a question, he would completely and thoroughly answer it in the most sophisticated terms. And he spoke Marathi, I guess. He was a Marathi guy, right?
At the tobacco shop.
Just sitting in the tobacco shop.
Just a zin in there.
This guy's, he's got his zin packed in. He's chain smoking beaties. Dude,
I mean, listen, smoking has been a gateway to the other world.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
Yes.
You smoke something, you get there. The idea that tobacco man is a guru is not so out of control.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, all the great Hindu thinkers that you hear about. When I was a kid, I read this book, which is a very famous book called Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yeah.
I was like maybe 9. I read this; it blew my mind, right? Because this is just a guy, Yogananda, who's very famous, right? Very well known. I guess you could say he's kind of part of this sort of Hindu renaissance that's happening. A lot of Bengalis, by the way, ton of Bengalis involved with this.
Yep.
And this guy was figuring out ways of enveloping Christ into it. He was talking about Christ head a lot and these kinds of things. But throughout the book, it's just him on this itinerant journey, learning from all these, encountering and learning from all these various holy men and gurus, who all exhibited special powers. Right? They could make fragrances appear. They could do this. They could do that.
You're going to smell shit in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, you're incredible.
You want another one? How about shit again?
Did I hear shit? I heard shit.
But it's something that's really baked into Indian culture. Indians aren't crazy about God. That's why Indian Muslims, that's why the whole Deobandi movement that went on to influence like Wahhabism and shit all came out of like Lucknow. You know what I mean? Because when you put a spiritual thing in front of Indians, they will go harder with it than anybody else can.
I mean, we're in there. We're so in it that other continents start getting into it. You know what I'm saying? Some Southeast Asians saw us. They're like, those guys are partying.
Actually, yes.
Those guys are partying. What the fuck is going on over there?
India is a place that has always spread. It can traditionally always spread its power through soft power, through the soft power philosophy, art, culture,
I mean, Mughals
and
were
religion.
not soft, you know.
Mughal is not Indian, though, right? The Mughals
they became Indian.
Yeah, this is the way a South African Boer becomes a.
You got beef with Mughals.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Mughals need to be exalted as such, right?
You know, I did say, wait, we're going to go on the Patreon? Keep talking about this. Come on down.
We're going to talk more about Mughal hating.
Hold on.
Your mango big.